Hello, it's CJ Miller. I'm in my apartment across the Red River from Bossier City in downtown Shreveport. And I'm here near the windowsill where I keep my plant. Now I'm going to come low. I want to show you something. Uh, so, here, there's a crease. And that crease is due to this plant lying heavy on the rim here. And what I need to do is make sure that as I provide sunlight and food, not to overly sun or overly feed because the plant will open too wide and become too heavy. That's why there's been some breakage. These bits of breakage happened before I got the plant. I did lose one leaf after I got it, but it was about to break off anyway. But since I've been maintaining and I've been, kind of being exercising some patience, one, two, three, four, these plants, these new leaves are thriving. And I'm happy about that. So I am going to have to uh, probably think about feeding it, feed it about once a month. It's been just a little over a month. I'm probably going to have to go to the plant, get some plant food, and feed the sucker, and that'll give it another little burst. I don't know that it's quite time for another little leaf to bud out of it, but you never know. I think this one was the last one a few weeks ago, and I think it needs to grow another couple of inches by pattern that I'm recognizing in it. But I'm loving it. This is such a fun adventure. Uh, Once I find out that I'm not going to kill the plant, that I can do things to help it live, then I'll invest in other plants. And I do need to repot it. Like I said, I wanted to wait until the temperature was just right, a little bit more stable. We're in a changing season right now. We're changing into fall, and so we still have some. Uh, I want there to be stable conditions when I repot this. So I'll probably do it sometime in mid October, give or take. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, the plant's doing good. So hang on, I've got some food news. Well, I don't know. This is I don't know if you call it food news or not. I've got this in my oven, convection oven setting, in this uh, Chefman thing. So one of the things that I noticed, the fan circulates inside on the convection oven setting and on the air fry setting. But the heat source comes from a different position, but it circulates the heat anyway. So yeah, that's fine. Um, what I've done was I've used a batter very similar to the fish fry batter that I used the other day. I may have talked about this product before. It's Louisiana fish fry, and so it's Louisiana fish fry, and not fish fry, Louisiana seasoned crispy chicken fry. Okay, so what separates it from the fish fry is here it is enriched bleached wheat flour, and the other one is uh, primarily corn flour or cornmeal or whatever. So I mean, the consistency is very similar, but this is primarily it's wheat, and then it's got some cornmeal flour in it also. But other than that, the seasoning's a little similar. Now, what they do is they suggest moistening this, putting it on your chicken pieces, and then going back over it with the fried bits of fried. Bits of dry chicken batter. What am I doing? I'm tired. I need to eat. It's close to midnight, but I wanted to wait a little bit, and you know, my calories start over at midnight if you watch this. So anyway, long story short, take the chicken, put it in wet batter. I used a couple of eggs and a little bit of heavy cream, and whisked that up, and then thinned it to maybe a really kind of a consistency between a cake batter and a pancake batter. Whisked that together, soaked the chicken in it, and then I took bits of bread. It was basically the inside of a bagel. I scooped out the inside of a bagel and I put in the batter to help give bits of crunchiness on it also. And when I take this out in a second, we'll see what we're talking about. Then what I did, then, uh, was kind of like let it sit there and let the batter kind of form around it. And I put it, because it's a wet batter, I put 8 pieces in the pan. I overcrowded it basically out of necessity. It would have been better for me to use either fewer pieces to space them apart, because they do cook a little better in a convection oven when they're spaced apart. And then, you know, really, when cooking meat, you want your pieces separated. If you're doing something like biscuits, you can have them touching because they'll support each other as they grow in height. But with meat, you really do. But I kind of cheat on that. I don't always follow that. But um, the batter and the breading and stuff probably really a good bit of it probably dripped to the bottom of the pan. But I feel like, oven fry. We'll see how this oven fries. Supposedly, this chicken here on the front is how it's supposed to look when you, uh, deep fry it. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I think a lot of it depends upon if you have like a pressure cooker or a pressure fryer, because you can get your oils in very hot, and you'll really get that crispiness there. You don't always get this beautiful result. With home cooking, you get some great stuff, but yeah, that's this is a doctored up picture on the front of this. Basically, I did not use uh, they say to use on the instructions, use a wet batter and then take the pieces and roll them in a dry batter. Uh, Wet chicken fry and then dry chicken fry. I was like, nah, I'll just whatever. So, and then of course I foil line all my pans, easy cleanup. Let's see what it's like. It's about done. Let's see what's up. So I can tell you that the chicken was still um, cold when I battered it, perhaps a little bit even still frozen on the inside, but it's cooking really well. It's nearly done. I did a very discreet cut right there on that one piece where the crust had kind of peeled away from the top of it, and it was nearly running clear. I just thought another 10 minutes or so in the air fryer on the convection bake setting probably wouldn't hurt it. And I decreased it from a 400 to a solid 350. And I'll just keep a close eye on it. Well, because so this is an okay example of a crispy oven fried chicken. It is better when doing this, and I know this. Put a piece here, put a piece, space them apart. 5, 6 pieces tops instead of the 8 pieces that's in this pan. Had I done that, the breading would have been able to really, the air would have circulated. Would have been a better coverage, but we got enough. There's enough here going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes, uh, and then I'm going to take it, some of the pieces, and put it on a plate, and we're gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat it, and I'll comment on it, and hopefully you'll listen. Ah, hang on. Hey, you see this? One of the things we get is a really good pan dripping. This is almost like a baked chicken, with just a little bit of crust on top. Really, it's gonna work. It's fine. I would do this. I would have it this way again. What I would love, and this is not a day for me where I'm eating carbs. If it were, I would take this broth and add just a touch of cornstarch. Give it a stir in a skillet, and basically have a gravy. that I can dip some bread in. Don't think I'm not damn tempted. But I will remember how this works so that next time, if I feel like doing that, yeah. A good chicken gravy, you can't beat it. Um, but anyway, yeah, let me get over here and try this. I got a couple of drumsticks on the plate. We'll see what's up. Okay, so you see the underside of these drumsticks did not get coating, but it's almost like a good chicken fricassee. If I had spaced this apart, this chicken dripping as it uh, came out would have fallen to the pan. It would have added more to the flavor. It's actually bone marrow and stuff. So, but yeah, it's good. Um, it's got a really great flavor. I didn't add any seasoning, and I can already tell just from tasting the fork how delicious this is. Um, it's still hot to the touch, but I'm hungry. I'll tell you what, I'm going to pause the video, take a bite, come right back. I would definitely do this like this. I don't know. I think I've discovered sort of a way to screw up a chicken but make it taste delicious at the same time. But this really should have been spaced more apart like this, and the breading would have been more, as the chicken was sticking or poking next to each other or squeezing out the breading, would have been more coverage. But that's all right. This is great. Hang on. Oh, I'm going to be honest. I have used this batter to fry chicken, and it's kind of worked. But I prefer the toastiness of it in the convection oven setting of the oven fryer. That's the only way, because oh my God, it's great. Okay, so there's extra crispiness. I could, and then of course, because I had it cooking in such close proximity, it didn't get all the way around. This would be great if you want to do this and then put it in gravy. Maybe with some onion, like smothered chicken style, which would take no time at all to take this chicken, put it in a gravy with shredded onion, and put it over potatoes. I'm making myself hungry for carbs. I'm going to stop talking about that. But I do love this all the way around. I've used that before, and I enjoy it. It's all right. I actually like the texture, how it turned out in the convection oven setting of that oven fryer thing. Next time I do it, I will just, instead of cramming 8 pieces in a smaller pan, I will have to just space them apart. What I did, the variation that I did on it, just to catch people up, in case, I don't know, you're still listening or watching, is I took the batter, the Louisiana flavored chicken fry batter. I took that, about 3 parts of that to about 2 parts of egg, and I'm going in ratio with the batter. So 2 eggs, 2 eggs worth of heavy cream. That's just what I had on hand. You could use milk or whatever, but yeah, I used heavy cream. So 2 parts of the heavy cream, 2 parts of the egg, about 3 or so parts to the batter. And then if it was a little bit thick, and it was just a little bit thick, I used a cool water just to get it to a thick cake consistency. Put the chicken in and added some the stuffing from inside of 1 bagel. And that was for 8 drumsticks. And it gave me a good crispy batter that and in order for this to be a 100% like great chicken, I would have had to have spaced them apart and let it do its thing without being overly crowded, but I didn't care. This works too. And what would really be great is to take the drippings, make a gravy, throw some onions up in it, and put the chicken in the pan and do it all up. Uh, this is good. You could do a lot worse than this particular batter, which was good, and it's versatile. I can see it's not just for uh, fried chicken, because this is not a traditional fried chicken. Let me get back to eating. Hey, I love you guys. I really do. Peace, love, and light. Good night. Bye bye.